I wanted to talk to you today about what is ego. I feel like there's so many mixed messages and confusion, and there's a simple reason for that, because in the spiritual world it means one thing, and in the non-spiritual world it means another. So I've just recently come to realize that after a few years on this journey. So I wanted to share my discovery with you to see if that can help shed a little bit of light. So in the non-spiritual world, ego is, about telling everyone else how amazing you are. I suppose I'd call it, being English, being big-headed in wanting everyone else to know how amazing you are. Whereas in the spiritual world, ego is basically how you view the world and kind of where you think you sit within it as well, within the universe or the world around you. I like to focus on the spiritual side of ego now, as it's a really illuminating way of recognizing particularly those limiting beliefs or traumas that might be holding you back on fulfilling your dreams, basically. And what you need to know about ego is that in the spiritual sense, ego likes the norm. It likes comfort, even if that comfort is in some way painful to you. So if you have bad habits, ego keeps bringing you back there because it's safe. It likes routine, it likes repetition, it likes the easier path. And that's why change is so difficult, because ego will keep pulling you back. If you set target to start going to the gym 3-4 times a week, it can be really hard to get that routine established, because ego's like, just sit on the couch, eat that extra food, you don't need to go to the gym. It's much easier if you stay at home. And this is where ego causes the problem. So ego isn't inherently a bad thing. It's just that it can hold you back from really living the life that you would like to lead. Ego wants to keep pulling you back, pulling you back, pulling you back, pulling you back. And once you become aware of that, you can start making some changes. And that's really where the gold is. Awareness is really the turning point. Once you are aware of your ego, you're aware of those limiting beliefs that you might have. So whether that might be, I'm not enough, I'll never have enough money, I'm skint, I'm always skint, or I'm always poor. I use skint because I'm English. I'm never going to be successful. I can't run a business. I'm not clever. So all of those limiting beliefs, and there are so many more, we're all very personal. We have a lot that overlap, because we are very rarely alone in our limiting beliefs, even though we might feel like we are. But they will also be very unique to the individual, and the words "I'm not enough" will mean something different to each of us. For me, I felt like the words "I'm not enough," or even more so, "I'm not worthy," that really comes into play whenever I am trying something new. Not that I'm afraid to try new things, but I'll go in all guns blazing, and then the doubts start creeping in, maybe a little while after I've started. You don't know what you're doing. Why would people come to you? You don't know how to run a business. You're not committed enough. You're not driven enough. You're not motivated enough. And all these little voices, they're just thoughts. And that's the thing. I'm starting to realize now that as I become aware of those thoughts, I can then step back from them and not get swept up in them, which is such a great place to be. I now observe them. I'm able to catch them. So this is where ego is still there. I'm never going to stop those thoughts popping up, I don't think. But what I can do is choose how I engage with them, how I interact with them, and I can replace them. I can use affirmations. I can prove those thoughts wrong. And that's where change happens. That's where growth happens. And that's where amazing things happen. So don't be afraid of the word ego. Like I said, it's not inherently a bad word. It's just quite often something that will really hold us back. But if you can start to become aware of what those things are that are holding you back, then you can do the work to get through them.